into a business, and then products over talent. Good rising family, good rising. Black Phoenix checking in. The owner of HogOn Welding and the founder of Welding and Hip Hop and the founder of Imagine Your Container. Just wanted to come to you this morning and talk to you about turning a trade into a business. And I want to be specific when I say it like that because it doesn't really matter what trade you turn into a business. Me, myself personally, I'm a combination of welder. I'm an independent welder. I have a welding company and I make products, staircases, welding skids, and shipping container conversions. And I teach welding sessions. And I also make different welding parts. I do different service calls and independent welding. So when it comes to welding, I tap in the field different ways: ornamental, structural, fabrication, installation, all the above, pipe, you name it. So I enjoy welding, but if I would just use welding for my income only, if I would just use my physical trade only, then if something happened to me or if the market flips, then I'm gonna be in a bind because my business requires me personally to weld all the time or to have something to do with the business. So I have to learn how to diversify, and I have to learn how to actually turn the trade that I have into a business where it's not going to take up all of my time, into a product, I mean, where it won't take up all of my time. I can make a product, I can duplicate the product, where the product can sell if I'm overseas, if I'm in visiting family, if I'm asleep, my product is still selling. I'm still making money. So I think that it's very important that we understand that, especially to the younger generation, because a lot of us frown on using our hands. You know, a lot of us frown on physically getting out there. Majority of the younger generation even want to be models, or they want to be rappers, or they want to be ball players, football, baseball, basketball, some type of ball game. But it's very seldom you see some that really want to use their mind. All of that stuff is cliche. We are more than that. We can do more than that. Now, not saying that we can't use our talent, because sometimes we come from situations where we have to use our talent to get the money. You see what I'm saying? So we use our skills in the ball. We use our skills from what we were just of how we grew up, and we use that to get that free education, so to speak, how they send you to college, and you use that to figure out how you're going to turn that into your business. And then once you get your hands on, because me personally, I think every man should have a business, at least one business that he literally attends to himself, like something that he checks on, because I think that's good for a man to have one that he actually got his hands on. And then you want some passive income, you want some income sources where you got some investments in, and that's where the products come in at. So I think that it's important because different fields can create different products. Like I say, I'm a welder, fabricator. I make products, and I started making them to literally help myself, and then I realized how what I was making could actually help someone else. So now I actually have some of my welding products, like my welding skids, on my website, which is www.hogonwelding. That is www.hogonwelding.com. And you can visit the website and you can see I have the skid prints on there for $100. And if you want to buy a personal welding skid from me, it starts off at $500, and then it goes up, depends on what type of accessories you want on it. Then I have the staircases. They range anywhere from $200 with no handrail all the way up to $500 to $600. I think the most one I ever built, which is a staircase for a container, if I build a custom one, normally those are run about $800. So if I build a custom one, it's about $800. If I build a one for just a RV or a deck or something like that, then normally those are around 350, 450. So you have different products that you can make. So all you have to do is just keep your options open, figure out what it is that you like. I was actually living in the RV part, and I had a RV at the time. I had a fifth wheel. So when I was in Phoenix, so I learned how to make things to improve what I had. So the staircase was actually not only to help me, but it was a lot of elderly people I seen that was starting to do the traveling, jumping into the RV market, wanting to travel, and some of them was having issues getting on and off their RVs. They was getting hurt, breaking, breaking bones or bruising themselves. And I was like, you know what, maybe I can come up with something a little sturdy, but it got to be sturdy enough where they, because some of them actually live in them. So if it's standard, I can make it standard. If those that travel, I can make it where it's light enough they could actually put it inside of their RVs and ship it with them, and then they can put it together. Because normally a lot of the older couples, especially the man, they want to do something. So putting the staircase together isn't a real hard task, and it caused them to get their hands dirty. So it was killing several birds in one stone. But I did that to actually help me. To help my situation and me and my wife getting in and out the RV. And then when it comes to the welding skid, I actually built the welding skid. I came up with this because I was starting to build my independent business, and I had a welder, and I wanted to be more organized when I'm on a job site. And I know you've been on job sites where you see the trucks all unorganized and stuff rolling everywhere. I wanted to be able to be more professional where I can at least, and then I want to be able to, if I needed to use the welder in a staircase, because I was doing structural staircases and fire escapes. So when we doing those, we might have the welder on one floor and have a 100-foot lead drop down, and we'll be coming up. And then as we go up, we'll move the welder up. So I want to be able to have everything I needed on that unit. If it was a torch, set up a fire extinguisher, my welder, a small toolbox, everything I needed to actually do that job. Wanted to be on a skid. I could pick it up with a forklift, have wheels on it to roll it around. I could pick it up with a small crane, whatever the situation was. So I wanted to be multitaskful with my welding skid. I wanted to be able to make it do everything I needed to do personally. So that's why I designed it the way I did. But the ideal of it was just to show you that products come from different things that you might enjoy. I was telling the group yesterday at the Big Brother Anonymous, talking to some of the teenagers and young adults, that I'm a welder. So I might make a product due to welding and me enjoying outside, sporting goods. You might like fishing. You might like playing ball, and you might say, you know what, it need this type of rim. You can make this. You might be an electrician and something else. You know what I mean? So it's all about using that trade, but turning that trade into a business. And we don't just want to just use the trade for income, because we know that for a fact, as long as we here in America, on American soil, and we're alive, it takes money to live. They cost bills. They come around every month. We can't avoid them. So you got to have certain things you have to pay for to have a decent, comfortable life. So with that being said, it'll be smart for us to start developing businesses from our trades, and then don't just stop there. Once you develop the business where you actually going out doing the thing, then you got to say, okay, how can I replace myself too? How can I make some products? How can I get something else, some more tangible passive income that can be coming in that I physically don't have to go out here and exhaust all of my energy trying to make it. You see what I'm saying? So I think that it's wise that as we are young, some of the teens we was talking to yesterday was 12 to 24, so it was young adults, teens and young adults from 12 to 24. And I enjoyed seeing them all sitting in one setting. And one thing that I really took from it, give me a second. Everybody pretty much wanted to take care of their family, wanted to do better, wanted to be the man of the house, wanted to provide an income, wanted to, help people. So, it's some good ideas. And in the midst of that, you've seen some of the generic thinking because of the system. The system does that. The system will train our kids and our minds, even us adults, that, we'll think that there's only one way to do something, and we think we have to go by it this way, and we'll be so systematic. We don't really put our own thoughts in. And I think that's what good about the Big Brother Anonymous that I like, is that it's actually helping the brothers become kings, helping them become leaders, helping them find themselves, and then whatever their gift is, critiquing their gift, and then using it to better their lives, better other lives, and do other great things. But you have to start by getting that trade, getting that, finding what you feel you're comfortable with to get off with. Everybody's different. You know, some people don't like welding. Some people like electrician, want to be electrician. Some people want to be a plumber, carpenter. Some people want to just do prints or graphic designing, or everybody have a different feeling. Just I would feel just find your trade, what you feel. Me personally, like I say, mine is welders, so I teach welding. I encourage welders. But whatever your trade is, turn that trade into a business. And once you turn it into a business, then turn it into some products, turn it into a website, turn it into a movement. You know, um, nothing happens overnight. So don't get caught up in the hype thinking that everything got to be perfect. You just got to get started. And I think that's what hinder a lot of our people, because we come up with so many excuses why we can't get started. Certain things in life are happening where you don't have no control. It is what it is. I get it. I understand that. But then there comes a time where certain things you do have control over. So when you do have control over that, which is your time at times, what are you doing with it? And I liked how some of the brothers pointed out how they got notepads and they was write down their ideas and keep a schedule and they'll stay on track, because they got a lot of stuff going. And if they don't stay on that schedule, they won't accomplish nothing, because they got so much coming. I got to stay on the track. I got to be able to see some progress. You see what I'm saying? So it's good to us to get us a notepad. You know, use your phone if you can. Do something to get some notes. Um, Find yourself a direction on where you want to be at. You don't have to think complicated. You don't have to make it real complicated, but you do have to get started. And getting started is writing some notes down, coming up with some ideas on what direction you really want to go in. What do you really want? You know, I heard a guy said, "What's the most important thing to you today? And how are you going to get it within a year?" So come up with a year tangible goal if it's real important for you. And then come up with some steps, 3 steps at least, on how you can achieve that goal. What you're going to do to reach whatever that goal is that's very important for you today. You see what I'm saying? So let's think about that. One of my goals I say I want to achieve within a year is to have a HogOn welding facility where I have some containers where I could be able to display my work, where I can be able to teach some independent courses, and I can also be able to build different things that fabricate different things that I want to fabricate. I want to be able to build a small headquarters out of containers, but to build it as a beginner. I don't want to go too extreme, but I want it to be a place where it's a friendly learning environment, working environment, you know what I mean, where I can be able to kill several birds with one stone. That's one of my goals for within the year. And coming to Atlanta, Columbus area, I really believe I can do that. And my goal is to network with some people, and also not only just do that, I want to be able to really help someone, you know what I mean? Like mentor, um, a kid who really needs some guidance, that not that I just go and find somebody, because it's crazy because you can't force no one. But when you see someone that's hungry, and you see someone who's lost that want to get some guidance, that's who you got to help. You know what I mean? You got to help those who really want it. You can't force it on anyone. But when you see someone that's looking for it, man, I really want to help a young brother gain some independence. And I want to start doing it not just um, this one time. I want to make it continuous. I want to always share my personal experience, but I want to do a big brother project with help a brother get himself together, and then once he get himself together, stay in contact with him, and help another little brother get himself together, and once he get himself brother, stay in contact with him. You know what I mean? And keep it going. And that's why I went out of my way yesterday to attend the Big Brother Anonymous program that they're starting off. I want to talk to you briefly about it. It's actually in East Point, Atlanta. It's Brother Jay Morrison's um, foundation. He started this movement, and it's at it's at the Legacy Center, or our Legacy Center, um, in East Point. And the cool thing about it is it's laying out a platform to help the young adults and the teenagers get some direction from some people who have already went that way, who have already stumbled and failed, who have already um, succeeded. So in what they was trying to do. And one brother made a point. He said, "Have you noticed that everybody in here that made they statement and their testimonies and gave you their stories, that they started off with nothing, but they end up getting what you're trying to get? That's the money. So if you focus on what you're trying to do, don't worry about the money. The money gonna attach itself to you." And man, that's so real, man. That just, I was like, woo wee, boy. He gave some jewels then, because it's real, man. Because we have to focus on what we really want, and that's why I say find a trade, find something. We always heard and I don't know if you heard, because this is the younger generation. They used to say, um, "I'm a jack of all trade, a master of none." But honestly, that really wasn't wise. What you want to do is master one trade and jack the rest of them. So, not saying you can't master multiple trades, but it's going to be one thing that that's you. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like you should find that, and you should get an income from that, so that way you can be able to pay your bills, to be able to get a comfortable living. You know what I mean? While you find yourself, and then once you find yourself, start you a business, start you an LLC, so that way you can have some protection. Get your EIN, that's free. Get your articles of organization, costs about $100. Start you a banking account, costs anywhere from $0 to $100. You know what I mean? Once you get the business off the ground, start getting you some products off the ground some way. Even if they're not personally your products, you might invest in someone else's products. And also stock, that's a good investment. Throw your money on the waters, but you have to start from somewhere. You know what I mean? I don't want to put a whole lot on your plate, but I just want to have you to have a plate in front of you, to know that you do have options. You know what I mean? You can make things better, but you're going to have to do it. And you're going to have to do it by picking a trade and turning that trade into a business, and then turning that business into products over talent. Because as we know, we get older. We get older, we want to enjoy life. I don't know about you, but I don't, once you get to a point, you don't want to have to do things you don't want to do, especially on a job. So if you get to the point where you can start your business, and you don't have to listen to certain things, certain degrading things, or you don't have to get up at a certain time, you get up at this time, I think, that ain't nothing wrong with it. I think it's all about finding what you want to do in life, because it's your life. And just remember, life does consist of time. That's the main thing. So if we waste our time, family, we waste our life. You see what I'm saying? So let's keep that in mind and stay consistent on the fact that we have to be aware that our time is very, very valuable. So if we blow off our time on some BS, that's what it is. You see what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind, man. Stay humble, stay ready, stay prepared, and turn a trade into a business by picking a trade, picking what you like, picking what's on your heart. If it's welding is what you want to start, and you in the Columbus area, you in the Atlanta area, make sure you visit the website and hit me up on one of my social media platforms. It's HogOn Welding on everything. That's HOGON. HogOn Welding on Facebook, HogOn Welding on Twitter, HogOn Welding on Instagram, HogOn Welding on YouTube. If you're interested in any type of um, literature, you know what I mean, just let me know, because my goal is to just give some information where you can be able to pick that tool and then go from there. I have different services, but everything, we understand that everybody can't afford everything, and that's fine, because my goal is, like I say, I want to help someone. You know what I mean? And by helping someone, it helps me too, not just financially, because if I'm helping a team, I'm not asking for anything, but it helps me from the fact that I'm knowing that I get chance by me counseling them, they counsel us to me, because everything you speak to someone else, you're listening to it too. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes some things that come to you where you need to hear it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm cool with that, but I think that it's important that if we're older, if we OGs, if we have experienced some things, I think we should give back some of our knowledge. But you can't make someone wake up, so keep that in mind. But those who want to get it, make it available for them. Give them that information, give them some guidance. I think it's our time to shine some light, shine some light. So I think that's why the Big Brother Anonymous was important, and why I literally went out my way. And I said that because I went out my way because I had an issue with the car. Um, these people was trying to charge me some thousands of dollars, pretty much saying they had to remove the engine out the car to fix this issue. And I got a chance to look at it, and I'm like, man, you know what? I don't think you got to take no engine out, but people, they gonna say that at the dealership. You know what I mean? So I had to actually build a tool. So what I did, I made a prototype of a tool. I kept going back and forth and figuring out what actually needed to be done for me to make it happen. And you know, took some few days and figured it out. And yesterday I woke up with the last finishing touches. Woke up about 4 o'clock yesterday morning, and I started back on the prototype. I finished it. By the time the sun came up, it was installed. I had the engine running, and I was able to clean up, leave there, and hit the highway, which is about an hour and a half or a little less, to go to Atlanta to make it to the Big Brother Anonymous conference, so the program. So I had a lot on my plate, and like I say, man, it seems like everything, if it could go wrong, it's been going wrong. Like, things just been going and happening, because things gonna happen like that in your life. And a lot of things was going against me to not go, and I was like, you know what, man, I ain't gonna be able to make it. I got this. And even when I got done, I was thinking like, man, I just got done. I got clean. I don't like to be late. So if I'm gonna be on time, that's like being late, because I like to be a couple minutes early to mingle. You know what I mean? But luckily, man, everything worked out good. I was able to clean up, fix the vehicle, make a product. You know what I mean? Using my skills, using welding, using fabrication, using installation, and I was able to put that in and make it work. And now things are going, and it saved me thousands of dollars. a couple grand a couple grand. So if I would have spent that, it just would have put a little nick in my little account. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like, man, when you got so much stuff happen back to back, you're like, hold up, let me get established, man. Stuff is going out the door. What's going on? You know what I mean? Things happen like that. So that's why it's good to stay prepared, man. Sometimes we'll complain about the money you have to spend in certain things to keep up the maintenance on certain things. But then again, you have to remember, what if you didn't have it? You see what I'm saying? So it'd be a different situation if you didn't have it, and you have to look for somebody and ask somebody, hey, can I get this? So to me, starting your business, having some products is a great way to set up yourself, and especially once you start learning how to save your finances, invest your finances, you can be able to have cushion for yourself, because things happen in life. It's what it is. So you're going to have to set something to the side for what if. Because what if going to happen? You see what I'm saying? So, but I think as we grow, we learn things. So as we know better, we just have to do better. I think that we just have to lead by example. So that's why I come live, just talking, giving my experience and my opinion on it. So everybody got their own direction, but I most definitely would say now is the time to start you a business. It's not hard. Now is the time to start you a trade. It's not hard. Just make up your mind. If welding is something you want to do, check out my website again. That's www.hogonwelding.com. That's www.hogonwelding.com. And like I say, I'm in Columbus area right now. So I will be teaching independent welding sessions in Columbus area. I will be teaching TIG, MIG, and stick welding. But I'm really specializing in the in the stick and flux core, because the stick, flux core, and MIG welding, because that's where the money is. And we're trying to help people get some jobs, learn a skill where they can be able to go in the shop. You can put these beads down, you can work, and you can get some income, and you can gain more experience, because on the job training is always good too, because you have to start from somewhere, but then once you start there, you have to keep an open mind so that way you can learn more. So don't limit what you can do. Don't say, "Hey man, I ain't got a GED. You don't need one. Hey man, I got to do this. Hey, it's okay." You know what I mean? There's also a welding scholarship that we're working on too with HogOn. So we're working on to fund an individual with a course, either in stick welding or MIG welding, flux core, whatever, and to help them gain a skill to be able to improve their lives. So I do have a few people who actually want to fund someone. So if you are in the Columbus area, especially if you're in the Columbus area where I'm at, then most definitely hit us up, because we do have some people that actually want to help some people gain some education. So if you do want to learn welding, but you don't have all the funds, or you don't have the funds, but you're in a situation and you need a little help, some assistance, hey, that's what we want to do. We want to help and assist you. So um, reach out to, like I say, to the social media sites, reach out to the website, and just let us know. Like I say, I'm in the area now. I'm gonna be networking in Columbus and in Atlanta. So my goal is to lead by example, to be a big brother to some of our little brothers out there, to help them gain a skill, and to turn that skill into a business, and to turn that business into a product. So that's my goal. That's what I want to do, because I understand how, we really need to have certain things taken care of. And a lot of times we tend to make foolish decisions because we don't have the finances. We don't have um, the ability to live, comfortable, or we're hungry. You know what I mean? So you tend to make hasty decisions when you're young. I've been there. So if we can help some of our youth, man, by encouraging them to gain trades, encourage them to stay in school, encourage them to show them how to use work ethics. There's an old proverb that said, if you see a skilled man, he will sit before kings and not before mean man. So once you find your skill and you get good at what you do, God gonna put you in the position where you need to be in. You're gonna sit and shine. You don't have to try to debo somebody else's light. You don't have to try to overshadow someone. God is going to give you your spotlight. They're going to give you your time. You just have to stay ready, because if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So, going through what I went through yesterday, and was able to go to the Big Brother Anonymous, and able to talk to the brothers, and able to just to share a brief part of my story, it was a blessing. And it let me know that if I wouldn't have went through everything I wouldn't have went through, all of that prepared me for yesterday, to be there, to be able to be at the introduction of a movement, because they just now starting to kick it off, and I was able to make it. So it was most definitely an honor to be there, an honor to meet Jay Morrison. It was an honor to give him his flowers while he's still alive, and I just wanted to thank him for just being who he is, because I think me personally, I never met Marcus Garvey. I never met Malcolm X or Dr. King, or all the great forefathers, a lot of the great forefathers that who have helped educate and guide our people, Booker T. Washington. But I was able to meet him. Jay Morrison is actually doing things for our people. Like, some people don't like him, but it is what it is. But regardless of a person's personal opinion, actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. You can say this, but how many people's lives have you changed? Who have you encouraged from a distance? That's the potency. That's the realness of the gift. Because if a person can touch you and not even be around you, that's a gift, man. To encourage you to do better and improve your life. You see what I'm saying? So I think that we have to honor our kings, honor our people, man, honor our brothers and sisters who are doing what they can. And everybody got their personal way to do their own thing, and I don't think we should cast judgment on the way a person run their house. That's like me coming to your house and saying, "Hey man, I don't like the way you sitting on your couch. You should do this to do that." That's your house. You can do what you want to do at your house. As long as when we in the marketplace at business, we got business. We take care of business. So as long as a person take care of business, I don't have to knock a person. I can't be a judge about what someone does at their house, and I don't think we should. But I just want to come to you this morning, man. I know it's Sunday. Um, it's the beginning of the week, and hopefully beginning month tomorrow we'll have a few things I'm gonna be doing. Hopefully, I think I have a service call tomorrow, so we'll be going live a little bit, showing you what I'm doing. Probably have a gate repair or a gate to make, or or a fence or something. I don't know exactly what the gentleman wants, but we're gonna find out in the morning. So, like I say, today I just wanted to kind of come to you and talk to you about turning a trade into a business, and then products over talent, because it's very, very important. Products over talent. But in order for you to get the talent, you're gonna have to critique it by getting that trade. That trade is your talent, just like your skill. You know what I mean? And remember this: your gift is always connected. Your gift in life, once you realize what your gift is, it's always going to be connected to a skill. You know, it might not be that skill that's your gift, don't get it twisted, but that gift can compensate your skill, or that skill can compensate the gift. You see what I'm saying? So keep your mind open, think products over talent, think trade, find a trade to turn that trade into a business. If it's welding, if it's carpentry, electrician, to be electrician, to be a plumber, fitter, iron worker, whatever you're trying to do, whatever part of construction, AC repair, doing floors, building houses, framing, whatever you're doing, turn that trade into a business, and then products over talent. I'm gonna let y'all go, family. Y'all be blessed today. Hopefully everything go right for everybody. HogOn.